Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So this camera, this Sony A6100, is currently $5.99 pretty much everywhere. And this is one of those situations where I think you should hurry up because I'm taking off the Sigma lens because you don't get that. But this camera, this particular setup right here is currently, $5.98 at B&H with a tripod, an SD card, and a bag. So you get the phone. Oh my God, the phone, the camera. Hey, smartphone conversations. You get the camera, this complete setup right here for $5.98. That's a great deal. And I've had mine for a little bit of time now. But honestly, I don't think I've ever used this kit lens. I use the Sigma lens because I got this camera for the autofocus and then vlogs and things like that. So I probably could use this kit lens. The kit lens is nice. I'm going to actually show you some footage from the kit lens. But this camera is so worth it. This was the best thing I've done for myself in 2020 or 2019. Whenever I bought this, probably was 2020. Yeah, the beginning of this year, I guess. This is the best thing that I've ever done for myself. And no, this isn't like a review unit. This is just a follow-up on the Sony A6100. I've been giving you a lot of coverage on the ZV-1, which is my latest purchase from Sony. But this camera right here is my main camera. This is the camera of choice right now. After switching over to Sony, completely team Sony now for sure, I don't think I could ever go back. I don't think I could ever go back to using a Canon. And it's not that Canon is bad. Like, I couldn't go back to using Canon as a main camera. The autofocus on the Sony is just ridiculous. And then when you couple that with this lens costs you $400. It's an old lens, but it's still probably a lot of creators' favorites. Again, this is the 16mm f1.4. This lens is the truth, man. If you are looking for a great lens to vlog with or to take photos with, just anything, this lens will get it done for you. I mean, all I do is pop this on and hit record and I'm good. And the little mic here that you saw, this is my mic of choice right now for vlogging with the camera because I want to make it have this not big microphones poking out of this thing. And it's very nice and compact. This mic will run you $25. So consider that too. But as you can see here, this camera has mini HDMI, and it also has the micro USB for charging and linking to your computer. And then you can use the HDMI too, but then you have your microphone slot right there. So, wow, this is just great, man. This is my favorite camera right now. And again, I know I have the ZV-1, but when you couple this with the Sigma lens, you're just over the top. This is just the way you should go. So I know a lot of people just bought the M50 from Canon because it went on sale for $4.99. But honestly, folks, this is the better buy. And you remember I bought the M50, so I know how good the M50 is. So with that being said, I feel like if you are going to buy a camera for YouTube, this one is a little bit more versatile, even though I'm telling you, you should probably pick up the Sigma lens. You really don't have to. And I'll show you that here in just a second with this camera quality. I'm going to show you from the kit lens. I think you'll be highly impressed, to say the least. This camera is great, man. So let's power on here. You can see the menu. A lot of people complain about the menu on here. It's not a touch screen, but you can touch the focus, which is still kind of weird. But, you know, all in all, this isn't a very difficult menu to understand. It's just it's a complex menu and it has all the options for you. That's the way I think you should probably look at this right here. So, you know, you can program the C2 button if you need to. But ultimately, I just leave everything as is and I just hit record. This camera, some would say, is, you know, not the best for an all-around creator because you don't have C-Log. And, you know, I personally feel like if you're a creator, you get obviously what works for you. And for what I do on my channel, which is a lot of vlogs, I would recommend this camera. I wouldn't tell you to just run out and grab the more expensive A6600, especially if you're just doing YouTube. And with the price of this camera going down now, I don't know if they're getting ready to release something else, but I totally recommend this camera. So it's up to you. You determine what you want to do with your funds, but it does have the flip up screen like so. So you can have I have my microphone pointing this way and towards me, obviously. And then I have, the vlog set up, because most people, you can put the microphone up here. You can do that, you know what I'm saying? With the hot shoe and everything, it's just going to block your camera. But if you go ahead and focus it, and then, I mean, the autofocus is so good on here, you really don't have to have this screen flipped up. But there was these little things on the side for the neck strap. Take that off immediately. It just makes a lot of noise. And this is my tripod mount. And another good thing about this camera is you don't need to remove the tripod mount to get to your SD card, which is extremely frustrating. But I do like that this SD card can be accessed without taking off my mount. But I don't like how this SD card is positioned in here. Like, this is weird. The doors over here, I would have hoped that they put the SD card slot over here to make it a little bit easier. But in fact, they don't. They have it over here on this side, and this is what I have to go through all the time when I'm trying to get my SD card out. So I use the Extreme 256 gig. I love these SanDisk cards. I think they're really good. But grip in here, if you're going to take photos, this will do you well. It's no problem with it. But I really like this camera. And again, I've never used the kit lens, so maybe I got to give it a try. Anyway, this camera is $599 right now, folks, and this is a killer deal. Get it from B&H because, and again, this isn't a sponsored video or anything like that. I just shop at B&H, and I think they're one of the best for their shipping times. Just having products in stock, and their customer service is great. But you know, Best Buy has it too, but Best Buy isn't giving away the complete vlogger setup. And, you know, B&H is just giving you the same camera with a bag, a tripod, and an SD card. And so that's fantastic. So you really want to check them out, do your research. So if you're in the market for a new camera for YouTube, or just taking photos, or just any kind of vlogs or anything like that, you cannot beat the autofocus on the Sony A6100. Just these Sony cameras in general, it's going to be very difficult to beat their autofocus. And you're talking to a guy who used Canon for many years, coming from a guy who used Samsung for many years. In 2020, I never thought I would be saying that I was Team Sony. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. The 4K on this thing is incredible. Obviously, you've seen footage from me with the Sigma lens for vlogs, but I should probably test out this this kit lens, man. It's literally brand new. I just put it on and took it out of its collecting dust. But you know, this is what you get, and it's not that the kit lens is bad. It's just that I knew that for vlogs, and I've seen people do portrait style video with this kit lens. It's just a matter of where you position the camera and what your background is. Seriously, that's really all it is. It's like getting a macro shot. You don't need to turn on pro mode or a macro shot. You just need to get at that right angle and press capture on your cell phone or whatever you're doing. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I really hope you guys enjoyed a quick vlog and update on the Sony A6100. This is the camera to get for me. And for you, I would say, and for me, it's just awesome. And I really think that people who use the A6100 know, or people who use the A6600, they know how great these cameras are. And I hope that you get in on this deal while you can, for this camera being only $598 from B&H with the complete package. Be sure to check, just search B&H and then click on the one that has the complete package. It's $598 with everything included. So, I mean, you've seen what the Sigma lens can do, but this kit lens is going to be totally enough for a person buying this camera to start with. The autofocus is still the same. You still get that great autofocus. And whoa, this camera is just really, really good, and I totally recommend it. All I can tell you is that if you don't want to spend the $400 on this kit lens or this Sigma lens, just buy this kit right now while it's so good in price. Because I don't know when it'll drop down again. This camera costs, I think, $750. I'm not sure. I forgot what the retail price is. I think it's about $750 just for the camera. So that getting this full setup for $599, that's incredible. And this kit lens isn't bad. I'm looking at the viewfinder. You know, maybe I should use the kit lens more. Who knows? I get to zoom with the kit lens. If I was going to use this for videos, like point top-down videos, I definitely could do it. But I think if you're indifferent about should you get the ZV-1 or the A6100, I'm just going to tell you, get the A6100, because you do have more options. You have a ton of options as far as your lenses go. Now with the ZV-1, you kind of have this kind of built in, you know what I mean? So it's up to you. If you don't want to do, and the ZV-1 is a lot smaller too. And this isn't really so much a comparison between the two, but people keep asking me these questions because they know I have the ZV-1 and they know I use it sometimes. But I recently put out a video on the photos that are taken from the ZV-1, and it's absolutely incredible. And again, the kit lens on here is fantastic when you think about what it can do. But when I pop on this Sigma lens, this takes it to a whole nother level. But again, this is $400, and a lot of people don't want to do that. So if you're a content creator and you're looking to get into YouTube and you're trying to decide which camera you should get, I know that it's hard. But you're talking to a guy who basically just saves his money for the funding that he gets from YouTube and buys the stuff that he wants over time. And, you know, I'm at this point now where I can honestly tell you, and I do have my Canon sitting right over there. It's somewhere on my other little desk over there next to my MacBook. But the reality is this camera is the one to buy. And I know, again, that people are buying the M50 right now, but you might want to consider doing a return if you're in your return phase and spending that extra $100. I think you will be way more happy with the A6100. No joke. You're coming from the guy who purchased the M50 at launch. So, and I also purchased the M100. I mean, honestly, I think I would tell a person the M50 is nice, but the M100, for what a lot of people do right now, it's actually probably a better deal over the M50 because you can get it for so much less. A couple $100 less, you can get the M50 and get the same quality because you're getting the same kit lens. Yes, the M50 has a microphone jack, but the M100 or the M200, those are fantastic options. But this is Sony. This is the Sony A6100. And the Sony A6100 is a much better camera than the M50, the M100, the M200, the Canon SL3, the Canon SL2, blah, blah, blah. This camera is great. And this kit lens is actually better than I thought it would be. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
Sonic.